Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my Gig-Olos and Gigolettes. It's me, Gio. Y'all know who the fuck it is. I need more caffeine. I'm on a dangerously low amount right now. Dangerously low milligram count. You guys remember Futurama? Where Bender was piloting the Planet Express ship and he crashed on Pluto. And they were like, the captain of the spaceship was found to have this much alcohol in the system, well below the recommended amount for a robot. That's like me with caffeine. I fucking need so much of it. So I don't want to go as far as calling this a discovery I made on TaskRabbit. But after I was on the phone with my buddy yesterday, because I was telling, let me roll up this window. So I was on the phone with a buddy of mine yesterday who's another tasker, and I told him, ever since Monday, I am asking every single client that says they're hiring another tasker, I'm asking them, who's the other tasker? I want to make sure I don't get stuck with the tasker that's a 4.91. I'm not naming names on there, but I'm saying, or 4.1, sorry. I tell them, do not, I will not do a job with another tasker that's a 4.1, right? And they all tell me, because on Friday I had 4 jobs, or not Friday, Wednesday I had 4 jobs, and the first one for that day said moving stuff from an apartment to another apartment, and I'll be meeting the guy with a pickup truck. I know that break time has a pickup truck, and I'm like, I'm not fucking doing a job with break time again, right? Especially when I already had 2 other tasks lined up for that day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. I'm like, okay, if break time shows up late, that's gonna fuck up, I'll be late for the second task, which I don't like being late for, and it could potentially fuck up everything that's going on in the afternoon. It could fuck up my availability I had between noon and 3, right? So the client messaged me, she's like, oh, don't worry, it's this one guy, are you familiar with him? I said no. Turns out I actually did a job with him before, but I didn't know he had a pickup truck, so yeah. So I was on the app, and I was scrolling through the client app, which if you're on TaskRabbit, I suggest all of you do go check out the client app. That way you can look at other ratings. You can kind of scout your competition. You can see what other people are charging. Like for me, that's how I like to find the happy medium of how much I should be charging based on my reviews and the frequency of jobs I do and all that stuff. I just saw an old school Hummer, like a military Hummer. Those things are cool. I like those things. So anyway, while I was checking the client app yesterday, I couldn't help but notice that there's 3 different ways to look for taskers. There's today, same day, the next 3 days, and within the next week, right? So 3 different ways. And me, I'm fortunate enough to find myself on I'm always one of the top 2 or top 3 recommended movers in Chicago. In the suburbs, I'm always number 1. I think it's the frequency of jobs. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. But I'm scrolling through the list, and I'm like, break time isn't on the list. And I'm doing a count of each one. I'm doing 19, 20, 21, 22, scrolling down, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, scrolling down, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and then you can't scroll down anymore. And I noticed the last 15, there's a combination of new taskers, and there's just taskers who have more jobs that they either cost too much or they don't have that many reviews or whatever the case is, right? But I noticed within the next 3 days and within the next week, the list, the populates, how many taskers is 50. That's all you can see is 50 taskers. So this is very, 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 very bad news for new taskers trying to get on the platform. Because now, I don't know how many moving taskers there are in Chicago. When I first signed up in March, and I'll check the client app, there would be like 25 max. And I don't know how many of them have updated their availability, but if that many new taskers have hopped on the platform in the last few weeks to the point where the list is maxed out within 3 days or within the next week, that is critically bad for new taskers, right? Because I don't know where you're, like, how is TaskRabbit going to recommend a brand new tasker over someone that's been, that's done 50 or 60 jobs, right? And maybe the guy that's done 56 jobs isn't highly recommended, but there still should be some sort of, like, I don't know, favoritism involved. I don't know how it works, but the brand new ones are usually at the bottom of the list. So let's say you just got onboarded this week and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get some moving jobs. No, you're not. The only chance you have to get hired now is if 15 or 20 of those taskers on the client app get booked, and then your profile shows up at the very bottom. This is really bad news for new taskers, right? And like there was like I said, there's kind of, it's not even a trick. Like there's a way to get booked more and kind of like get your recommendation higher. And that's essentially, and all of you guys on TaskRabbit know this, you start out charging lower rates, you build your reviews, you build your ratings, and then the more you get booked, the more you can raise your rates. And it's self-fulfilling prophecy at that point. But the issue now becomes how, even if your rates are rock bottom, $20 an hour, $25 an hour, how are you going to build your resume on TaskRabbit if your profile doesn't show up on the list? Like, and this definitely sucks for the people on there who are currently on there and have not built their reviews and ratings up, because they're just going to get looked over. Now there's 50 whole taskers to pick from, and any of them from $30 to $200. The highest charging one, I've worked with him before. He has his own truck, and he's got all the equipment on it. He's got straps and dollies and all kinds of shit. So you're not even like, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not even priced out anymore, because there will be some taskers who might even charge $15 an hour. I don't even know. It's not even being priced out. It's just, you're at the mercy of how many other taskers are getting booked, one, and how many, like how far down the recommended list you're going to be. So I don't know if this is something TaskRabbit probably, like Instacart, they probably did not plan for this many people being on the platform. So I don't know if they're going to eventually update it to where the list is more than 50 taskers. Maybe it might go to 100. But even that, it's like, if you're a brand new tasker, you're just going to be at the bottom. That's just how it works. You're not going to get recommended until you start knocking out jobs. So this is going to lead to a lot of frustration for new taskers. They're going to be like, okay, I've been on a platform for 2 weeks. I've had 5 jobs. I've been on platform for a month. I've got 8 jobs. You know, so I don't know. This like I said, I'm not gonna go as far as to like, oh my god, in my extensive research of the TaskRabbit app, I have found that. No, it's just something I found out yesterday. But the one thing I did find comical was break time was nowhere on the recommended list for the next 3 days or the next week. So that guy is so fucking awful at TaskRabbit that his profile is buried under even brand new taskers. That's how bad break time is. So yeah. All right, guys. So this is, like I said, this is bad news for new taskers. I don't know. Until TaskRabbit expands their list from 50 to maybe 75 to maybe 100, I don't even know what to tell you guys. This is probably the worst time to hop onto that app. It really, I mean, and feel free to verify this on yourself by yourselves, guys. Like, download the client app and take a look at it in your cities. Yeah. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what I found out yesterday. So, all right, guys. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank you all for watching. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay healthy, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.